What's going on, everybody? This is George Peng. Welcome back to Living in the DMV. Thought I heard someone calling me. But yeah, welcome back to Living in the DMV. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for your continued support. I am very thankful, and I hope to continue to provide content of value to you. And today we are in Frederick, Maryland, doing a pre-drywall inspection, and I thought it was a good opportunity to do a quick video on new construction. Because, well, it's not every day you guys get to see a house like this. And so people will get into new construction for a number of different reasons, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, if you're clicking on this video, you're probably thinking about buying new construction. So I hope by the end of the video you learn something new, you get something of value from this. And of course, here's the disclosure. I am a licensed real estate agent right here in Maryland as well as Virginia. So, and I do work in DC as well. So, if you guys have any questions regarding the surrounding area, regarding new construction, or just real estate in general, my contact information will be in the description down below. I'm going to quit blabbering now, and yeah, let's get into the video. Why do people go the route of new construction? Well, there's a couple different reasons. Some people just like new homes, and nothing wrong with that. That's just their preference. They don't want to deal with a home that's been built for 30, 40 years and have to deal with some of the other potential issues that come with buying an older home. And some people just like to pick their designs, their finishes, being able to customize the home. But you know, you can't do that with every builder. But you know, it's just very much depends on who you're working with and how much freedom they allow for you. Some other people just don't want to deal with the competition in the resale market. Right now, as of recording, it's February 2021. Yeah, February 2021. It's crazy right now. With low interest rates, buyers in certain areas are just crawling over each other for homes. Some people with certain financing just can't compete. So this is why they explore new construction, and people just go through new construction for a number of different reasons. The best thing about new construction, in my personal opinion, is the fact that you get to pick the lot that you want. Fun fact, if you didn't know, your house gets the most sun if it faces south and north. And you know, if that's something that you guys really want, you don't always get that option when you go through resales. When you pick new construction, you pick the lot that you want, and that's not an opportunity that you get in the resale market necessarily. The most common question I've gotten about new construction is, how can I get a deal on new construction? Well, if you think about it, it's not that much different from a resale transaction, right? If the builder is not able to sell the houses that they have, they'll take a lower price. But if the builders are selling the homes like hotcakes, there's no reason for them to lower the price for you when someone else is just gonna come along and buy it. People seem to think new construction is a different beast altogether from resales. From that aspect, it's not. Now, how can we identify whether or not we can get a deal? Well, generally when a builder has houses that they've already built, it's all finished, move-in ready, and hasn't been sold, yeah, I mean, generally builders want to keep moving on to the next thing. They want to get rid of their old product and then, you know, start selling the new product, right? So if you have a house that's been sitting there on the lot, it's all finished, yeah, you probably bet we can get a deal on that. But if you're fresh in a new construction zone and you're the first one to pick a lot on that sales site, they're probably not going to come to the table to negotiate with us. And another thing to look at is, you know, how far along in the phases are they? Most of the time, builders build neighborhoods in phases. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. If they're in phase 1, probably not going to come to the table with a deal. Phase 2, if they're fresh in phase 2, yeah, they're probably not going to come to the table to negotiate. But in phase 3, or you know, whatever the last phase that they have is, and they're trying to just finish out the sales site, sometimes there's a chance for negotiation there too. Sometimes builders just want to get done with the neighborhood and just move on to the next one. Every builder has their own business model. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense for them to go any lower than where they are already priced. So It just really varies from situation to situation. And of course, having a charming realtor that knows how to negotiate and get what clients want always helps. So, obviously, if you're looking at new construction, you'll notice that there's a bit of a premium compared to their resale counterparts. So in Maryland, builders are not responsible for paying transfer and recordation taxes. Whereas in resale, transfer and recordation taxes are split between the buyers and the sellers 50-50. Now, new construction companies do have a way to offset this, and what they usually say is, we'll give you an incentive if you use our associate lenders and or title company. And usually it comes in the form of money, where they say, we'll give you $5,000 towards closing costs, or $8,000, $10,000. And sometimes that money, that figure, you can put it into options for the home as well. So that's how new construction companies try to assist with the fact that they don't have to pay transfer and recordation taxes. Now, another thing you have to think about when it comes to new construction is that oftentimes they don't provide a good amount of the appliances that comes with the house. Okay, I shouldn't say a good amount, but sometimes new construction companies just don't provide certain appliances. The fridge and laundry and dryer are the two things I've seen that are most consistently not included in the sale. Now, generally they'll have an option where they say, oh, you can buy it from our affiliates, but you're probably gonna have a better time shopping around and getting something that you want and for a better price. Now, I haven't seen this here in the DMV yet, but a couple agents I follow out in Colorado say that they actually don't include garage lifts because, I don't know, that sounds hilarious to me. Yeah. Now, another thing you have to think about when buying new construction is you don't get blinds, you don't get window treatments. So that's a sneaky expensive cost, especially depending on the grade that you're trying to get, and you know, it's just different. What's up, man? How you doing? Good. Am I on your way?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be out of here in like 20 minutes.
No, we'll be back.
You good? Okay, cool. Thank you. Alright, that was the new construction dudes coming in. I'm in their house and they gotta do work, so let's get the fuck out of here quickly. One other sneaky cost about buying new construction that many people don't think about are the window treatments, like blinds, shades, things like that. And one, they can be sneaky expensive depending on what you're trying to get. And two, they're kind of a bitch to put up. So that's something that you have to account for when you're buying new construction as well. Last thing in terms of paying the premium for new construction is that you gotta remember, you're not getting the model home. Of course, for builders, when they show you the model home, they wanna put their best product forward. And you gotta understand that you're not getting the model. You're gonna have to pay out the pocket, or you're gonna have to pay extra for those options that they have in there. The fun fact about looking at model homes, you'll notice that when you walk through the model, there are no doors anywhere. No doors in the closets, no doors going to the bathrooms, into the bedrooms. And yeah, it just gives the place a bigger feel. So next time you're in a new construction, take a look. Now, next thing I want to talk about when it comes to new construction is the type of inspections you're going to want to get. So, when you go through a normal sales process, you do the standard home inspection, right? When you do new construction, you get the opportunity to see the house the way we see it right now. And you get to conduct what's called a pre-drywall inspection. And out of the two inspections, I definitely recommend pre-drywall more than the standard home inspection. And here's why. Right now, you have the chance to catch anything that the builders might have missed, whether it's lights in certain places or built-in speakers that you have. Now is a good time to catch it and address it with them. Because when the walls go up and you catch it at your final walkthrough, you're probably going to push back settlement by a couple days for them to address this. If you're tight on funds, I think, this is my personal opinion, it's not right or wrong, but if you're short on funds, you might be able to skip on the standard home inspection. And here's why. Generally, with new construction, the house comes with a 1-year warranty on the inside. So if anything breaks inside that 1-year period, you get to find out. Now, while you're living there for the next year, you get to find out which plugs aren't working, what faucets are being weird. You can still have the new construction company address that within your 1-year warranty. Now, I still recommend getting both inspections if you're able to, but if you're a little bit tight on funds, I would say definitely go with the pre-drywall inspection versus the final home inspection. And lastly, you can also get a radon inspection, which I definitely recommend. Today we're in Frederick, where the radon system that they install is not active, whereas in Montgomery County, they have an active radon remediation system where it's always pumping out the radon. In Frederick, they just put the pipe in there and then you can install a fan in there if you would like. Depending on where you're buying, depending on what the local laws are, you might want to get a radon inspection. And the last thing I want to touch on for new construction is that not all companies are made equal, right? Certain companies have certain standards and the quality of the material they use is different depending on company. But while that's important, the foreman and project manager matter more. So with certain new construction companies, they're just known for using cheaper quality material. And whether that's piping, types of windows, just things like that. And sometimes, in order to make the house affordable, they have to use the cheaper items. So that way certain people can buy that home. That's all fine and dandy because you can still replace those things down the line. Why I say that the project manager / foreman is most important is because that person sets the tone for the work crew here. And if the foreman just doesn't care about quality, you can bet that the workforce will not care about the quality. There's been occasions where I've taken my clients out to see new construction and we walk through the site, the work site, and you have trash everywhere. You can tell like the craftsmanship of the home is just not good, and just people not taking pride in their work. The foreman sets that expectation for the work crew. So if the foreman does not care, the workforce definitely does not care. And for realtors and people that just don't get to deal with new construction often, sometimes they just judge the product based off the company. And again, that's just not how it should be done. It just really depends on the workforce, the foreman, the level of their craftsmanship, and the pride that they take into building it. So, just wanted to take a second to appreciate this. You'll see this furnace right here? This thing that's spewing out lots of heat. Well, the foreman was kind enough to turn it on for us because, yeah, it's cold during inspections. The reason why it's really down here is because when they put up drywall, they have sealant in between drywalls, and if it gets too cold, that sealant will start to crystallize, and therefore they put this heat here, let's put this heater here, they put it in the basement, so heat rises up, and it'll start to carry throughout the whole house as the drywall is getting put up, and so that's why that's really here. But the foreman was kind enough to leave it on for us, so that way, because they have no drywall in here right now, obviously, but he left it on for us so that way we can be warm and not suffer through these next 2-3 hours during the inspection. So that was very nice of him. Just want to take a second to shout him out. Thank you, JT. We appreciate you. One of the most common misconceptions I think about real estate is that you cannot use a real estate agent. And this does not apply to all sales reps, but there are sales reps out there that are just ready to take your money, and you just be another statistic in their sale. You just be pumping up the numbers, right? And it doesn't matter how friendly they are to you, just remember, they represent the builder's best interests. If you're gonna try to negotiate with a sales rep, they have no reason to negotiate for you. Just remember, you can have a real estate agent, and you should have a real estate agent in this transaction. And today we're at a pre-drywall meeting, and we caught things that a builder would never tell their clients. And not to say this builder is bad, they're human, right? They're humans building this house, and there's just things that they don't catch. And having someone else, a realtor and my inspector out here to catch these things, it's just one extra pair of eyes for you. Alright, so if you guys have watched up to this point, I thank you so much for sticking all the way through. If you got something out of it, like, subscribe, things like that. It bumps the video up in the algorithm for Google and YouTube, I think. So, a simple like will go a long way in letting someone else learn something about new construction. I'm gonna have a good sign off for one of these videos, one of these days. But today is not that day. So, see you guys on the next one. Bye.